He ran into the street, covered in blood, screaming, breathless, shaking. "They're dead. My family's dead." When police arrived at the house, they found horror inside. A wife, 2 children, and an elderly mother, all shot, execution style. He was the only one left alive, the only witness, the only survivor. And for a while, the nation called him a hero. But the FBI saw something others didn't. A lie, so chilling, so calculated, that it rewrote the entire story. March 17th, 2019, suburban Wisconsin. A quiet neighborhood just before dawn. A 911 call sends first responders racing to a 2-story colonial home at the end of a cul-de-sac. Inside, for bodies. No sign of forced entry. No burglary. No struggle. In the front yard, Derek Holloway, 38, the husband, father, son, covered in blood. He tells police, 2 masked men broke in. They were looking for money. I tried to fight. They shot my wife, then my kids, then my mother. I escaped through the basement window. The story shocks the town. Local news calls it the Holloway massacre. Vigils are held. Donations pour in. Nearly $700,000 raised within 2 weeks. Derek is on national television. He chokes up describing how he held his dying wife's hand as the gunman fled. The country weeps with him, but not everyone believes him. Enter the FBI. Derek's story seems airtight, but there are inconsistencies. No signs of a break-in. Security cameras malfunctioned the same night. His wounds? Surface-level cuts. Nothing life-threatening. Agent Carla Moss, an experienced FBI profiler, describes something off. His grief wasn't real. It was rehearsed, like he'd watched other men cry and mimicked it. The autopsy timeline is tight. The family was killed between 2:15 and 2:35 a.m. But Derek didn't call 911 until 3:02. A gap, 27 minutes unaccounted for. Then, the lab returns DNA results. On one of the children's nightgowns, traces of latex, not from gloves, from a Halloween mask. Suddenly, the image of 2 mass intruders feels planted, fictional. That's when the breakthrough comes. A neighbor's doorbell cam, which was believed to be disabled, was actually active at 2:25 a.m. It records Derek walking to his trash bin, carrying a duffel bag. The bag is recovered from a landfill. Inside, a 9mm Glock, registered to Derek's father, bloodstained gloves, a printed will and signed, leaving everything to Derek, and most chilling of all, a handwritten script, titled, "The Only Survivor." The document details what to say during police interviews, how to cry, how to earn sympathy, a list of fake suspects, Latino gang members, home invasion, drug money mix-up, even media strategy tips. Derek had written himself a starring role, not as the villain, but the tragic protagonist. When confronted in the interrogation room, Derek tries to cry again, but Agent Moss cuts him off. "You've spent months planning this. Your family wasn't victims of a robbery. They were victims of your ego." He breaks, not in guilt, but in anger. "They didn't love me," he shouts. "They laughed at me. I gave them everything. And they ignored me." What drove Derek wasn't money. It wasn't revenge. It was something darker, a pathological need for admiration. He didn't want sympathy. He wanted immortality. In court, Derek pleads not guilty. But the evidence is overwhelming. He's sentenced to life without parole. During sentencing, he delivers one last monologue. You all pretend you're shocked. But deep down, you know you're just like me. You all want to be remembered. The judge calls it the most narcissistic display he's seen in 30 years. And as he's led away, one journalist mutters, "He got what he wanted. We're all talking about him, aren't we?" Inside every dark mind is a motive, even if they pretend they don't know why. If this story left you speechless, subscribe to Inside Criminals' Minds, because next time, the killer might be the one asking for justice.